Hi guys, this is video 2 of Geometry of Straight Lines. So if you haven't marked exercise 10.1 and you haven't done video 1, go back, mark the exercise first. If you're looking for an explanation of it, it is on this playlist, so you can just find it and watch it. Otherwise, you can rule off, write the date and write the heading, which is still Geometry of Straight Lines, and then I'll tell you when to write. Okay, so we're focusing today on angles at 2 points where parallel lines are. So the blue lines are the parallel lines. There's my 2 points. Okay, there's 3 reasons that we work with when we're working between 2 parallel lines. The first one, you might remember, is corresponding angles and forms an F shape. All right, so if this angle here is 40, that angle there is also 40. If the one next to it is, say, for example, 140, this angle will also be 140. Then you've got your U shape, which is your co-interior angles are not equal, they are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So this angle here plus this angle here equals 180. Then the last one is your alternating angles, which is the Z shape, which I think is the easiest one, or the N shape. And again, alternating angles are equal, so this, if it's 20, is also equal to this, which is 20. Alright, so let's start with corresponding angles. That's what the reason looks like, and you must always include your parallel lines. If you don't include your parallel lines, we mark it wrong. Okay, so they're corresponding because AB is parallel to CD. If I have a look at my diagram and I want to just show which angles are equal to each other, angle number 2 is equal to that angle there. Okay, angle 4 is equal to my purple angle, 3 is my yellow, and 1 is my red. So you can see that they are in the same position at each angle. That's how corresponding angles work. Alright, so if you're having a look at your F shape, that's what it looks like. And let's just take those away so you can see. So those 2 angles will be equal to each other. Let's do an example. There's my F shape, and I know that corresponding angles are equal to each other. So I'm going to show that they're equal. Okay, at this point, I would like you to start writing. I want you to draw this diagram into your books. Write the heading, which, well, not subheading, which is reason 1, corresponding angles equal, AB parallel to CD. Draw in the diagram and the statement in reason column. Okay, so my statement is, again, an equation, so something equals something. In this case here, 5x equals 70, corresponding angles equal. Divide through by 5 to get x alone, and you're going to find that x is equal to 14 degrees. Okay, so that's my corresponding angles. They're in the same position at each different point. They form the F shape. The next one that you've got is reason number 2, which is your alternating angles. Again, we need our parallel lines to be included in the reason to get the full mark. If I want to show at this point here, on this diagram here, which ones are alternating to each other, you're working in between the 2 parallel lines. So number 1, so basically they're on opposite sides. So that one and that one are equal to each other. If you want to see the Z or the N, that's where it is. Okay, so always inside, not on the outside of the parallel lines. Okay, let's do an example of this. So here's my example. Please copy it down. Make sure you've got your statement and your reason column. I'm going to say 2x minus 20 degrees is equal to 80 degrees because alternating angles are equal. So if I show that, that's what it looks like. I'm going to take the 20 over and I'm going to add it to the 80 degrees to get 100. And then I can work out what x is by dividing through by 2. So I'm going to find that x is equal to 50. And then the last one is your co-interior angles, which aren't equal, they're supplementary. So they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so if you're having a look, if, say, that angle is equal to 20, there's my U shape. The angle here will be 180 minus 20. Same thing on the other side. Also, you'll see they're inside the parallel lines. There's my U shape there. Let's do an example. So please copy this example down. I can see that these 2 are inside my parallel lines, same side of the transversal line, and they form a U shape. So I can say that they add up to 180 degrees. So 100 plus 4x equals 180 degrees. Reason, co-int angle sup, and then your parallel lines. Some people don't write sup, some people say co-int angles equal 180 degrees. That's fine too. Alright, so if I solve now for x, I'm going to take the 100 over and subtract it. So 180 minus 100, that will give me 80. Divide through by the 4 to get x alone, and you're going to get x is equal to 20. Alright, so those are the only three reasons we're doing today: corresponding, alternating, and co-interior. Here's another kind of co-interior example if you want to take it down, otherwise you can just watch this part. So I know that these are equal to 180, so I can just say 4x plus 6x is equal to 180, same reason. So I know that I've got like terms there which I can add, 4x plus 6x, that will give me 10x, divide through by 10, and I'm going to find that x is equal to 18. Okay. Alright, so for homework, I would like you to do exercise 10.2 on page 91. If you don't have a textbook, this is what it looks like. So in the first one here, you have to tell me whether the two lines are actually parallel. So for example, in the first one, they're not parallel because if you look at your Z, 95, so these two should be equal if they're parallel because of alternating angles. So your answer would be AB is not parallel to CD. Why? Because alternating angles are not equal. And then number 2, you have to solve for the unknown angle using the 3. All right.